Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joe with your final hot take of the evening. Yes, it's time again for Warner Brothers to make another Superman thing. This time it's called Superman and Lois. It's a TV show, I think. It's going to have a 2 hour premiere. And the premise is Superman and Lois get married, or rather, Clark Kent and Lois Lane get married. I assume she's in on it, and they've had kids, and they move back to the Kent family farm and to raise their kids because they're sick of metropolis big city life. And they've got two teenage sons, which is very interesting. So it's like Superman the Next Generation, I guess. And looks like it ties into, does it tie into the old Superman that was already on the CW? Because they're showing the parents of Clark Kent. That's not John Snyder, though. It was John Snyder who played Superman's dad, right? But this is the creator of the Flash, so I assume it somehow ties in with the CW's universe. I don't know. I don't watch these shows. I'm a comic book guy, but these shows, for me, they're okay, right? They're watchable. Like, I could watch an episode, but I'm not dying to see an episode of Superman again. I'm dying to see a Batman TV show. Oh yeah, that I'd be all over that. Be all over that if it wasn't woke. Sign me up. But a Superman show, it's been done a million times. They're trying to do a new variation on it, but invariably, what happens to these shows when they try to do a new variation, it always collapses back. The moment the ratings start to slip, they panic and go right back to the same old formula that worked, 20 years ago. And they've already screwed up the formula here. See, Lois is already with Clark. This is one of his sons. Superman, or that's Clark, and I guess this is, I don't know who it is. Maybe it's, oh wait, that's probably Kryptonite. And this is some guy who steals the Kryptonite, and he's going to find Superman, and let's see. This starts February 23rd, if you're interested, and there he is as Superman. He's a pretty good Superman. Pretty good. As Clark, not as schlubby. I prefer my Clark Kent to be a little schlubby, like the Christopher Reeve Clark Kent. They're tying it back, and here he is showing his sons, I guess, for the first time. See, that'll be a big revelation for the first show, but beyond that, I think it'll just turn into a regular Superman show. Which won't be, again, it won't be terrible. It'll be fine. It'll be a Superman show, and they'll reintroduce all his old characters, But I think for Warner Brothers and the CW, these properties are too important. They don't know how to have fun with them. And you should have fun with these properties. You should have fun with a show like Superman and Lois. This should be practically a comedy. Not I wouldn't make it a comedy, but I would go right up to the point and just pull back away from being a total laugh out loud comedy. Because I'd want to see Superman have fun. I want this to be a positive show. Look how dark it looks. I mean, the entire trailer is dark. It's like, oh, everybody looks tired and spent. Why not a fun show with Superman? Superman goes back to the farm. It could be like Green Acres, only with Superman. That would be amazing. But the formula with Superman, the part that works, was always that Clark Kent was a nerd who was in love with Lois Lane. Lois Lane was this awesome reporter who was in love with Superman. And that was this weird love triangle they had. And that was the fun part of reading the comic. Because Lois would swoon over Superman and then say, oh, Clark, hi, can you give me a ride to the doctor's office or whatever? And she would just kind of use Clark and not really see him as anything other than like a hat rack. And that was part of the fun. And yes, she was, she didn't see She'd see Superman and him and like never see them together, and it was just the glasses, whatever. But that was part of the fun of the dynamic. But they lose that dynamic if they're already married. She's in on it. She knows he's Superman. They have 2 sons. I think she knows. So, will this work? It'll work for a while. Be good for a few seasons, probably. But then it'll collapse right back into a regular Superman type show, and maybe it'll do Superboy type stuff with the sons learning the craft of being Superman, which would be fun. That would be a little bit of a new twist on it. But ultimately, you'll get the same villains coming back, and, you know, I would rather, again, have a fun show. Have a fun show with Superman. Instead of, like, starting like this and then eventually collapsing back into the same Superman show. Right? You'd want to see Superman, like, one of the guys, they would bring back sometimes, but not always, is Mr. Mxyzptlk, right? He was this ridiculous, weird imp from another dimension that Superman just like was completely powerless against. He had to outsmart him. It was the only way he could beat him. Sorry, Joe. So that was always fun because that was different for Superman. It was also fun in the comics when, you know, Clark Kent would walk outside and it would be a red sun and everybody would be dead, and he'd be like, oh my God, what happened to the world? I went to the bathroom and then when I came out, this. And then you had to figure out how he got there, and he, you know, it'd be some elaborate science fiction explanation how he got transported into another dimension or something, and then somehow he'd figure out how to get back. It was fun. And I would like to see new stuff, quite frankly. Part of the reason I don't think you're going to see too much new stuff is they'll just recycle the comics. And they'll recycle them through, you know, this new formula of like, okay, now instead of Lex Luthor doing this thing in the comic that he did in Metropolis, he's going to do it at the farm, and here's how it's different, but it's the same. Or they'll take stuff from the old TV show. The old, was it Superboy? Was it Superboy, or, you know, when they had Superman, but like he wasn't Superman yet, it was about him growing up. You know, what, back when they were doing not Superman shows as opposed to not Batman shows, which they love to do. Yeah, I mean, once again, Hollywood, they only sort of get comics, and they tend to be so arrogant. They think, oh, well, we could do better. We could do better than this. We're going to change up the formula. We're going to make this different. Oh, it's going to be so great. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Really, it's just a bunch of people sitting around a conference room patting themselves on the back and like, oh, well, good job, everybody. It's so simple. You know, Superman is like the greatest superhero alive, and then Clark Kent is the biggest loser alive. And you identify with Clark because he's kind of a loser, and it's like, oh man, yeah, I've had days like that where, you know, my boss yells at me and things don't go right, and the girl I like doesn't notice me, but then he's secretly Superman, and then you go, oh yeah, go get him, Superman. That's the formula. This, you know, it's a variation on that formula, but most of it's gone. Most of it's gone. If you make Superman cool, it doesn't work. Now, they do have an opportunity to make him not cool in the eyes of his sons, but as you can see in the trailer, I think you saw it. Let's see. He shows them that he's Superman right in this trailer. Let's see. Yeah, he's lifting up. Yeah, there he is. See? He's showing his sons that he's Superman. Which is cool. You know? This moment will be a fun moment. But then what? This is, again, screenwriters about, you know, upping the ante. Okay, now you told the sons. That's the big revelation for them. Unless the show's going to be about Clark Kent telling everybody he's Superman, what are you going to do next? That's a pretty big revelation for the 2-hour, you know, show. And what do you got left? I guess if he teaches his sons, and they have superpowers too, that would be cool. That would be interesting. up to a point, and then once they get the powers and start to use them and fight crime or whatever, then it's like, well, now what do you do? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a super amount of confidence in the CW because I've seen their stuff and it's competent, it's okay, but it's not like, oh man, I gotta see this. This is so different and wild and crazy, and cool. It's like, meh. So I don't know. Would I watch this? I don't have regular TV anymore, so I don't know. I'm not going to go out of my way for it. There's very few shows I go out of my way for now. The list is basically Archer, Rick and Morty, and maybe Bob's Burgers. Those would be the 3 TV shows that, like, given the opportunity, yeah, I'm going to watch them immediately if I have access to regular TV. This stuff, I'll wait for the reviews, and if it's better, if everybody's raving about it, maybe I'll watch Superman. But even then, it's, Superman fans there's a lot of them already. It's kind of like Star Wars fans. I know The Mandalorian's great, whatever. But the Star Wars fans also want Star Wars to be great again, and so they're biased for Star Wars. Even after all these years, they're biased for Star Wars. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. But again, it doesn't look bad. Looks like Superman. Looks like it'd be a decent Superman show. I wish him well, but it's kind of just not the same. It's kind of, without the original formula, you're missing something here. You're missing that wholesomeness. They're trying to modernize it. You can't modernize Superman. In fact, it's better if you don't. That's what makes him not cool, but interesting. He's just this goody two-shoes. Just this indestructible Boy Scout. It just makes you so mad. You want to strangle him, but you can't. He's Superman. Okay, that's it for tonight. Joan and I will see you tomorrow. Check out my links for all my various books. And I had a BitChute exclusive, Rumble and BitChute exclusive yesterday. If you missed it, go check it out.